All right, so I wanted to check out this game. Saren suggested this actually in the Discord, I believe. This is Lost Soul Aside. It is a game. Wikipedia over here says it is developed by Ultra Zero Games, published by Sony. It is part of Sony's China Hero project, which is an initiative supporting Chinese developers. And skimming it, I saw it's kind of done by one guy, Yang, and Yang Bing. And yeah, it was a solo project and involved into a full team effort. It's using Unreal Engine 4, and he was inspired by the Final Fantasy series. Now, I'm kind of interested in this from what I've seen, because if you look at this guy, this is the guy here that you're playing as, and if you look at Final Fantasy 15's main character Noctis, you see like a lot of similarities. And I'm not going to relitigate the old trailer, but there's a lot of like crystal style attacks that he does use. It's definitely very different than before, than Final Fantasy 15. But you could see like a bit of inspiration between the two. And I personally really enjoyed Final Fantasy 15 a lot. I waited 10 years for it to come out. I followed it since it was Versus 13. And I think that style of games kind of got done dirty by what happened with that studio. But we have a gameplay preview from Fextra Life, and we're going to check it out and see if we should play it. So this is called Lost Soul Side gameplay preview. Should you play it? DMC meets Final Fantasy, and then there's like a gameplay demo we can skim at the end too. So
in this video, we'll be taking a look at an upcoming action RPG that launches in August that has been anticipated by a lot of people for a very long time, and that is Lost Soul Aside. The game was first revealed back in July of 2016, nearly a decade ago, and started off as a one-man project of solo developer Yang Bing using Unreal Engine 4. Since then, it has evolved and has gone from a solo project to the first AAA title of a new studio, Ultra Zero Games, with the original developer as the founder.
Now, you guys can tell me, but one thing that stands out to me is it's something about Unreal Engine. I don't know if it's 4 or whatever, but there's something weird and kind of floaty about the animations and stuff I'm seeing. And I don't know if it's because they're like really detailed or something, but I've seen it in this game, the way this game plays and stuff. It kind of messes with me.
Founder and CEO, and has become a major Sony-published title under the China Hero project. So what exactly is Lost Soul Aside? Lost Soul Aside is going to be a single-player action role-playing game blending fast-paced, combo-driven hack-and-slash combat with exploration and character progression, promising a unique experience following the main protagonist, Kaser. Embark on an epic odyssey to save your younger sister and the whole of humanity from mysterious dimensional invaders from beyond the starlit skies.
I mean, there's just so much. I mean, look at everything that you just see in these clips
on an epic
here.
Odyssey to save your younger experience following the main protagonist, Kaser.
Can you guys hear the video? Okay.
Embark on an epic odyssey.
Let me back up.
Side. Lost Soul Aside is going to be a single-player action role-playing game blending fast-paced, combo-driven hack-and-slash combat with exploration and character progression, promising a unique experience following the main protagonist, Kaser. Embark on an epic odyssey to save your younger sister and the whole of humanity from mysterious dimensional invaders from beyond the starlit skies, reads the synopsis of Lost Soul Aside on Steam. From the trailer,
it does have
we can see that we'll be going through.
It does have like a Final Fantasy. Sounds good, yeah. Okay, it does have like a Final Fantasy. And I say 15 because that's like the aesthetics I noticed, but it's got like a Final Fantasy crossed with Devil May Cry vibe. I do kind of see that.
Multiple environments ranging from ancient ruins, modern cities, to technologically advanced structures. I think this is a good choice for setting because it will not limit the title to a certain theme and environment.
Holy, yeah. See, like that looks like the icons.
I think this is a good choice for setting because it will not limit the title to a certain theme and environment.
Did you see that? These were like... well, the summons from 15 and the icons from 16.
Environment, allowing for a wider range of locales to visit and explore during your time with the game. On our journey, Kaser will have a powerful shape-shifting interdimensional dragon named Arena as a companion who becomes fused with him, and will also act as various weapons that we can use to fight in our adventures. The characters in the premise are very reminiscent of the Final Fantasy games, and the lead developer, Yang Bing, has stated that he's a huge fan of the Final Fantasy series, and he chose the art style references not because they're popular, but simply because he genuinely loves that kind of art style. The combat of Lost Suicide looks like it'll be fast-paced, with Kaser performing various combos using multiple spells and skills with different weapon types. In the trailer...
You want to hear something messed up that I think this... it kind of reminds me of? I don't know if this is messed up to say. It reminds me of... Like, I get a vibe of, like, Sonic the Hedgehog from this. Is that bad? I don't know if that's a bad thing to say, but, like, just the speed at which it's going, and then, like, the way all of the enemies have, like, tons of, like, Unreal Engine effects on them, and some of, like, the effects. Like, the last game I played that I could, like, compare this to was Sonic Frontiers, which was an open world like Sonic game with like Unreal Engine. It looked way crappier than this, but it's so fast.
Performing various combos using multiple spells and skills with...
Looks neat. I suppose I'll admit, so far I'm not really interested, but I may not be really the intended audience here. It's just very random bullshit go, but I love these kinds of games. I'm not saying the Sonic. Well, Sonic is very random bullshit go, I guess. Types. I don't know. Maybe that's...
In the trailers that have...
Well, okay.
Various combos using multiple spells and skills with different weapon types. In the trailers that have been released, we can see Arena taking various shapes ranging from long swords and great swords to claws with Kaser switching between various forms during the fights.
That looks
we
like
can also clearly
Horizon.
see Kaser performing parries, perfect dodges, and aerial dodges to weave out of various attacks when going up against bosses to dodge screen-filling attacks. First, Berserker Kazan proved that a Souls-like game does not necessarily have to limit itself to a slow and deliberate combat system, and Sekiro and Wo Long have already shown it's possible to make a Souls-like game without a stamina system. Lost Suicide is listed as an action RPG, but instead it looks like the combat will feel like something similar to Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden, with its fast-paced and stylish movements leaning more towards action, while also providing players with ample amount of challenge to overcome.
I can just see myself zoning out so nicely to this, to be honest. Oh my gosh.
During his interview,
just mashing buttons, man,
with various media outlets, Yang, the original developer,
it's like Devil May Cry. It'll be like a kind of a skill issue, though. I'll have to get good.
Now head of the studio, also said that he plays a lot of action games and still plays them, so he specifically made sure that the game felt right and that all animations were what he and many players would expect in an action game to be.
See, that's what I'm wondering is it's like if just the way it animates and stuff just kind of feels like looks a little weird, but like maybe it feels really good.
Yang also promised that the gameplay will be a very smooth experience, including combat and interactions with the environment, that he and the studio have strived to ensure that the player's input receives immediate feedback, translating to quick, precise, and fluid movements of Kaser within the game. In addition to fast-paced combat, Lost Suicide will also have an RPG system where you'll be able to level up Kaser, including unlocking new abilities, improving stats, and discovering new weapon forms for Arena with unique playstyles. In addition to the
So are we thinking action game with RPG elements rather than action RPG? I think we are.
Various forms, we have also seen our dragon companion putting up shields that can block enemy attacks.
That's kind of cool. This kind of stuff is very like... In
addition to the various forms, we have also seen our dragon companion putting up shields that can block enemy...
I don't know how to explain it, man. Maybe this... I'm the only one that's making the Sonic thing that makes sense, but this is almost like Sonic for adults. You know, like you're going really fast. There's like a lot of spectacle going on, and then the core gameplay is like, you know, some satisfying beat 'em up kind of stuff, you know.
The attacks... helping us glide in the air.
Do we need all this?
In our dragon companion putting up shields that can block enemy attacks, helping us glide in the air.
The cinematic run sections are so Sonic. Okay, thank you, Kek. I wasn't sure if I'm just totally
double jump,
here.
showcasing the various skills or abilities.
Like this part, like literally, I played Sonic X Shadow, that like repackaged compilation.
Attacks,
literally, they give Shadow wings and you fly through the final area.
In the air after a double
with
jump,
like
showcasing
this
the various
same level of like kind of floaty, jerky kind of velocity
skills or abilities
for the animations
that will be able to utilize.
Okay, come on, boy.
In the air after a double jump, showcasing the various skills or abilities that will be able to utilize during.
I saw Frozone, not Sonic. That's fair. Okay, fine. You see
air
it?
After a double jump, showcasing the various skills or abilities that will be able to utilize during our trials and tribulations. Although we have not seen much of this system in detail, there are already descriptions on the Steam page hinting at what the system might entail. The descriptions seem to suggest that we'll be able to level up the skills of Arena, pertaining to specific weapon types, as well as upgrade the various weapon forms using special resources. It's also highly likely that we'll be able to upgrade other aspects such as dodges and parry windows as Caesar levels up as well. From the Steam description, it does seem like Caesar will have access to multiple playstyles that players can choose from, depending on their preference, using a multitude of weapons and skills.
It's got to play good.
This is extremely important and
holy laser beams. Speaking of Sonic,
in my opinion, because even if you take a look at the first Berserk Kazan that only had 3
that's
weapons.
cool. This is cool. This is dope. I like this though. Like Sonic doesn't have this. Sonic doesn't have like some insane boss design randomly thrown in there. They have the dumbest boss designs.
Those
This is much more. Some of these I've seen did look very Elden Ring in terms of like boss design. You know, it also reminds me of Bayonetta. Yeah. Bayonetta is very tight though. I'm not sure how tight this one is. Like the mechanics, like it's very, and the camera's a little different.
3 weapons played drastically differently, making for a potential of 3 playthroughs through that game or a variety of different playstyles. So even having that sounds like that'll be a great addition to the game to extend the longevity of things you can do. Although Lost Soulside is not designed as an...
I like this vibe here. This is like, okay, the actual like gameplay where you're running around beating up on stuff almost looks a little near Automata in terms of like camera angle and everything. In terms of how that works,
the game
they showed it earlier too.
Things you can do. Although
it's different from like the trailer that they put out where it was like focusing on all the spectacle, and you're like, I don't even know. It's not necessarily. I don't think that's going to be its strong point.
It's not designed as an open.
Because him running around beating up on stuff looked pretty chill, to be honest.
Game to extend
Sorry, let me listen to what he's saying here.
Although Lost Soulside is not designed as an open-world game, it is clear that exploration will play a crucial factor.
Oh, we don't need that, do we?
Each level or dimension will offer unique environments to explore, and it does look like there will be a huge area that you can explore using the various traversal abilities the shape-shifting Dragon Arena can provide, such as gliding, forming a platform that we can run across under our feet, or act as wings on our back, as we've seen in the trailer.
If it's done fast, if it's done quickly, it's fine. I think it's fine.
Even though the exploration aspect of Lost Soulside has not been heavily highlighted in the trailers leading up to the launch of the game next month, the very first reveal
okay, they put everything in this game.
The trailer didn't highlighted in the trailers leading up to the launch of the game next month. The very first reveal trailer did include a huge...
I remember laughing when like they did this in like the Final Fantasy VII remake, you know, because it came from like Uncharted and like Last of Us and stuff. Really? Was this necessary?
Up to the launch of the game next month. The very first reveal trailer did include a huge open area.
Exploration is reading as FF15 dungeons.
That players could explore. But since the game has come a very long way since then, we can't be sure how much has remained since that reveal trailer, but I am confident that exploration will be an important part of the game, where we'll gain resources to upgrade our weapons and secret bosses to find and overcome in the various huge dimensions we'll be traveling across. It is still unclear how these different dimensions and levels will connect with one another, whether we'll be able to revisit them in some way, or if it's a linear adventure.
No.
We just don't.
These look like Sonic enemies, like from like or
connect with one another, whether we'll be able to revisit them in some way, or if it's a linear adventure.
These look like Sega enemies, is what I'm trying to say. Is this a Sega game? This isn't a Sega game.
We just don't know these things yet, but we're hoping we'll be able.
Come on, it's Sonic, guys.
To revisit and explore in case we miss anything the first time, as is typical of these types of games. Last but
just to be clear, Sonic Unleashed has purple energy enemies too. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I can see it now. Okay, I really do see it now. I can see it fully. This might have to go in the title. Is this Sonic in disguise? Just to be clear, I know people like to shit on Sonic. I really fucking enjoy Sonic. I know like the games aren't good or whatever, but I have a lot of fun with Sonic games.
Or in case we miss anything the first time, as is typical of these types of games. Last but not least, every action game or action RPG needs a spectacle, and I think this is one of the aspects where Lost Soulside will particularly excel.
I went. You know what I did here? I went.
Of these types of
watch
games.
this.
Last but not
with this, I went.
Every action game or
I went Holy God of War 3.
Action RPG needs a spectacle.
And then this, I went Holy Sekiro.
And I think this is one of the aspects where
And then this, I went Holy.
Lost Soulside will particularly.
I don't even know.
Excel.
These look actually kind of cool, these fights here.
Where Lost Soulside will particularly excel.
Sorry, what's he saying? I haven't paid much attention to what he's saying, but...
of these types of games. Last but not least, every action game or action RPG needs a spectacle, and I think this is one of the aspects where Lost Soulside will particularly excel. We have seen larger-than-life entities filling up the screen with the interdimensional dragon and a spectacular boss fight against a water elemental-looking creature, giving us a taste of the cinematic set pieces we can expect from this title. Not only the creatures, though, but we'll also be going up against other individuals with extraordinary powers, leading to a challenging fight, as we can see from one of the trailers. These fights also remind me of the scale and spectacle of boss fights in the Final Fantasy series.
Holy
and
anime!
The inspiration is
Holy
what? Leading to a challenging fight, as we can see from one of the trailers. These fights also remind me of the scale and spectacle of boss fights in the Final Fantasy series, and the inspiration is clear to see. Lost Soulside caught the interest of a lot of people since the initial reveal a decade ago, and promises a fascinating new fantastical adventure. The game
now it's Kingdom Hearts slashing through buildings.
started its development all the way back in 2014 and looks visually stunning. Even though the game is developed using Unreal Engine 4 and not 5, I think this is an advantage at the moment, since the game will not have the same struggles that most recent games using Unreal Engine 5 suffer from, such as micro stutters and steep hardware requirement.
Oh, is that why it looks like this? Am I getting my Unreal Engines mixed up? I'm kind of relieved then that this isn't how the new Unreal Engine looks. My bad though. So it looks, it feels a little dated, is I guess what's bothering me about the movement. Not the other way around. It's not so new gen that I feel weird about it. I'm thinking it's like an older game or something. Was the Sonic open world game, was that on 4 or 5? I don't remember. Anyways,
although at first glance the game may look very similar to a Final Fantasy game owing to the extremely similar art style.
Wow, I don't necessarily know if that's the vibe I'm always getting.
And with the latest,
I would say like from 13 on, you could say it looks similar.
This installment, Final Fantasy 16, being more of an action-oriented RPG, Lost Soulside promises to deliver a fresh experience with fast-paced combat and an emotional story that will have us traveling not across a single world, but across dimensions to save the soul of a beloved loved one, and also saving humanity in the process.
Okay, I will say this. I've only played 10 hours of Final Fantasy 16. I'm going to go back and play it offline and just take that one for myself to enjoy. Final Fantasy 16 is still an action RPG. I know like nostalgia heads or whatever like to be like, no, it's like they sold out. It's an action game. It's like, no, it is still an action RPG. It is the at least from what I played, it was like the most cutting edge of like how close can we get this to being in real time, but it still plays like an action RPG in your head. This looks like an action game with RPG elements. This I would lump in with like God of War and Tomb Raider's progression trees or RPG style elements, or Bayonetta or Devil May Cry is probably better examples, but I would put them all in like, oh, this is an action game and they're going to put some like progression elements from an RPG in there. I think that's the differentiating factor,
All this sounds like a grand adventure reminiscent of classic RPGs such as Chrono Trigger and earlier entries in the Final Fantasy.
Sonic Frontiers was on the Hedgehog Engine 2. Wait, are you telling me Sonic Frontiers was not on Unreal Engine 4? Sonic Frontiers, it's got to be on Unreal Engine. That was like what everybody said. Is it not? Does it just look bad? Sonic Frontiers looks like a bland Unreal Engine tech demo. Oof. Oh. Yeah, I don't see any information about it being on. Guys, I swear to God, I and several of my friends that I showed that game to, we all thought that it was just running like Unreal Engine assets, like lazily flipped for huge parts of the game. It had its own engine. It was the Hedgehog Engine 2. Oh, God. No. That's blowing my mind. Can we like stop making our own engines internally? I think we've had enough of this, I think. Get mentality, I guess. Yeah. Oh my God. It just literally looks like Unreal Engine tech demo. It did. Oh my God. I'm sorry. This is about Lost Soulside
series, and these adventures bring us along memorable journeys if done well, so I'm definitely looking forward to Lost Soulside. Although initially announced to be releasing on May 30th, the game has been delayed until August 29th, which is a little over 6 weeks away. I do hope the game does not suffer any additional delay since it looks interesting, and furthermore, the combat looks like it'll be amazing to play with a fast-paced system and various playstyles. I think this game has the potential to be one of those titles that will surprise everyone by how polished the gameplay and how well put together the systems are, but we simply cannot know for sure until we get our hands on the game in just over a month. So that wraps up our video on Lost Soul Aside. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have you heard of this game before? Have you been following the game for the better part of the decade? For those of you out there that are fans of it, are you going to be playing on PC or PlayStation?
Ooh.
Is this going to be coming out on
See, there's your Noctis. There's your Noctis gameplay going on.
What are your thoughts on this one? Could it be a sleeper hit? Let me know in the comments below.
All right. Here, let's look at this real quick. All right, this is the some gameplay demo from the Lost Soul Aside. I don't know where this came from, but Saren sent it to me in Discord, so we're gonna check it out. My main I'll just say real quick, my main takeaway right now is it seems like there's potential for it to have like really solid gameplay that's fun, and the only thing that's really throwing me off is the clashing aesthetics, basically, because I keep pointing out it looks like Sonic, but then they're also like, oh, look, it's Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy, and I think there's just a lot of clashing aesthetics that they're using. So visually, it's like a little like, what's going on? But if it plays good, I'm pretty sold on it. But it's definitely get it while it's on sale purchase. That's what I thought. I was like, hey, if they like to put this half off, I'll pick it up. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool voice. This is so many things, though. The church? What in the Bayonetta? What in the what? That is, oh, that's kind of hard. That's a sword. Okay, so it's kind of like Noctis's weapons a little bit. Noctis just had like this royal power where you could just make all these this arsenal of weapons materialize out of thin air. But in a way, it's kind of like Sonic and the Black Knight, where the sword is alive that he uses. And transforms? Oh no, I have to stop making the comparison. All right, let's see. Let's let him cook. Ooh. All right, I apologize. It's maybe a little blurry. This is kind of the best quality I got. Well, Caliber and the Talking Sword. Yeah. This is pretty intense. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is like definitely, you can, it's super, it's really fast and super stylized, but he went sword to claws to like a mid-range weapon or projectile weapon. You can definitely do that in 15, but it's like a full action version, I think. I guess you could do it kind of in 16 as well. I got to play more 16. Oh my gosh. Hey, look, it's Fee. Your sword is speaking to you. Yeah, that too. All right. That looks fucking insane, actually. Okay. Oh, good call, Dallin. It's somewhere between Noctis's Royal Arms and Dante's style switching. Yeah. Honestly, full disclosure, I like tapped out of Devil May Cry 5 when Dante showed up. Actually, I had to like start learning how to use him, and I just wasn't good enough at video games at that point, and so I put it down. I got to go back. That was the big sword, or like one of the bigger swords from FF15. I think I just saw. The music and the sound effects are so Sonic coded, though. It's so funny. I am all I am, all I am. Oh my god. I like the golden animations going on. I wish I had it in a little better quality, but Tales of Arise did some good combo-based gameplay like this. Not quite this anime though. Yeah, I'll have to check that. I do have that game in my backlog. Oh my god. Well. Oh. Okay. We'll just watch this fight and we'll call it after this. I'll link where I got this. Oh, whoa. What even happened there? Was that a quick time event? Or was that just something you were supposed to know to do? Dude. I wonder how that works. Is this just a... This is a cutscene. Sort of? Ooh. Kind of a seamless transition there. Is Arise worth playing, guys? I beat Tales of Symphonia this summer. It was my first Tales game. It was really good. Okay. Yeah, it's given me a lot of different vibes. Bayonetta, you know, and Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy. You know, I guess a little Sonic, but not, you know, a lot of different vibes. Yeah, let's see it. Let's see what this next part is, maybe. Oh, a lot of platforming. A lot of platforming. Oh, good. Oh, good. Uncharted. my favorite thing. The wall crawl. The crevice slide. This looks like the this kind of looks like the underground area in Elden Ring. That's a fucking Sonic villain. Or Uncharted. Like, remember like Uncharted 2 with the helicopter attacks? Okay. This is what we saw. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Oh, and you can do a ollie to kill the enemies. Oh, that's so cool. That is cool. Okay, and we got lasers. That's Sonic. That's not Sonic. That's just badass. Am I thinking of Devil May Cry when I say Sonic? Maybe. It's just there's like these glowing lights, you know. Okay. This is very Sonic, or Devil May Cry, I guess, but not really. Okay. Boing. Add Tony Hawk to the list. Is it gonna fall underneath them? It's fall. Oh my god! All right, let's see where the chase ends. Oh God, and we've got mob fights. Holy Sonic. Okay, this is Sonic. That is Sonic. Spawning that many mobs. This is it's time to go werehog mode. Okay, now that's something else. Maybe. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Just need some jump pads and boosters with some loops. All right, well, I think we get the idea. I don't want to watch too much of it. Yeah, I don't want the video to go too long, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm joking or I'm making fun or I'm poking fun at it, but like, I do play Sonic games just to be like, people know this about me, but I do like play Sonic games. I do enjoy like a good, you know, running around, smacking into enemies, just kind of a goofy game where you just go forward a lot. Then this game has that. This game has a little bit of everything, doesn't it? This game has, what did someone say? Wields epic dragon sword, slowly crawls through hole. Yeah. This game has the crawling through the hole from all your favorite movie games. This has Sonic the Hedgehog all over it. Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, Bayonetta. You got a lot of crazy stuff going on in here. I don't know. It seems like it'd be fun. It's kind of like a guy, a thing made by a guy that really likes a bunch of stuff that we also like. So I don't know how seriously I want to like be like, oh, this is going to be a good game or a bad game, but I would say just let him cook. Why not? Why not? Let him cook. Let's see if it's fun. Not every game has to be a masterpiece, but it just kind of does look kind of fun and silly to pick up and try out. Probably on sale though, but does it also have a dating sim segment? No, this game's too fast for that, dude. This game's too fast for that. You're going to get well, no, the whole game is a dating sim. Technically, you're saving they said it in the video, the other video, the lost soul is your loved one. So, do we have an affinity chart with our sword? Good question. But yeah, if you're seeing this on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited for it? Are you going to check it out? I would get it on sale. I would get it on sale for sure. I feel like this would drop to like pretty low on like a Steam sale or something. So unless the gameplay like crushes, if the gameplay crushes, I don't think maybe people aren't going to care like how outlandish it looks or acts or whatever. But some of this looks a little, not elite or whatever, in terms of like the platforming segments and stuff. But the gameplay does look kind of fun. It just looks kind of over the top and fun and similar to a lot of other games we like. So, but yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.